Today I'll be teaching you how to use Claude Code in Terminal. First, let me show you how to install Claude Code. I will share with you the link to this page below this video. Now, if you are using macOS, then you copy the first command line and then you open Terminal and then you paste this in. Or if you're using Windows, you can copy the Windows PowerShell command line. Then you run PowerShell. Then you paste in the line. Then you press Enter. And it will start to install Claude Code Terminal. So when it's done, you will see installation complete. To check, you can type cloud space -- version and press Enter to check that you have installed Claude Code. Next, let me show you how to use Claude Code. So first, let's create a new folder. So create a new empty folder on your computer anywhere. So I'll just use this as an example. Then before you launch Claude Code in your terminal, you want to change to that folder. So just type cd space. You can just drag this in like this. It will automatically fill it up for you. Or you can also right click. Then you copy the path. Then you can paste it in like this. Then you press Enter. So right now I'm in the new folder that I created. I can now run Claude. So I type Claude, then I press Enter. And then the first time you run Claude Code, it will ask you for permissions. So I press Enter. So first, you need to log in to connect your Claude account. You can type /login and press Enter. Then you can select the first option where you can connect your Claude account with subscription. So you need to be at least on the Pro plan to use Claude Code. So I press Enter. Then it will open the browser. If it didn't open, you just copy this link. So I'll just copy it like this. I press C to copy. So when you go to that page, you will see something like this. You can click on Authorize to connect Claude Code to your account. Next, you want to paste this into Claude Code. So you want to copy this. You can click on Copy Code. Then we go back to Claude Code. And then I paste it in. Then I press Enter. And you will see login successful. Press Enter to continue. And from here, we can start using Claude Code. So the first thing you can do is to select which model you want to use. So type /model, then press Enter. You can select if you want to use Sonnet, Fable, Opus, or Haiku. Now, if you're not sure which model to use, just start with Sonnet first. It's good enough for many tasks. Now, if you want to make something that's more complicated, then you can try a more powerful model like Opus or even Fable. Now, Haiku is a faster model, but it is quite outdated for now. So if you're not sure, I recommend you to just start with Sonnet first. Next, you can select the effort. So type /effort, press Enter. And then you can select the effort level. So there is low, medium, high, extra high, and max. So when you use a higher effort level, the AI agent will take more time to think, but then this means it will be slower, you'll wait longer, and it will use up your usage limits faster. And if you use a lower effort level, it will be faster and cheaper, but then the quality might not be as good as a higher effort level. So if you're not sure, you can start off with medium effort level first. And then if you find that it's not working, it's not good enough, if you cannot do the things you want it to do, then you can try a higher effort level. So this depends on how complex the task is. So if you're not sure, just start off with medium first. So I'll press Enter. Next, let me show you how to change the mode in Claude Code. So if you press Shift and Tab on your keyboard, and then you look in the bottom left corner, you can see I can change to a different mode. So first, there's Accept Edits On. That means it will automatically accept any edits that Claude Code wants to make, so that you don't have to approve every single edit one by one. Now for this, it will still ask you for permissions for certain actions. Next, there's also Plan Mode. This means Claude Code will plan first before it starts to build anything. And then there's also Auto Mode On. So with this, you automatically approve most of the things for you as long as it passes a safety check. And then there's also the manual mode where you don't see anything over here. This means anytime Claude Code wants to make any edits, it will ask you to approve manually one by one. So it's usually recommended that you start off by planning first. So I'll do Shift Tab, I'll go into Plan Mode, and now let's build a simple app. So I could say build a to-do list app where I can create tasks, edit them, and delete them. Then I'll press Enter. And now Cloud Code will start to write a plan. So in plan mode, Cloud Code might ask you questions on what you want. So here it's saying, what kind of app should this be? So I can choose which one I want. So say I go with the first one. Then it asks, should tasks be saved permanently? So just answer the questions accordingly. And then you submit your answers. So it's done. It says Cloud has written up a plan and is ready to execute. Would you like to proceed? Then from here, you have different choices on how you want to continue. So before you continue, you can read the plan. So here I can scroll down to read the plan that Cloud Code wrote. And if all is good, I can proceed. So I'll go with the first option, yes, and use auto mode so that this way it will automatically approve the edits and the permissions. So I press enter. And you can see it automatically went into auto mode on. So this way, Cloud Code will start to create the files, you'll start to edit them, and start to write the code. Without me having to approve every edit one by one, and without having to approve the different permissions. So it's done. This took 2 minutes and 34 seconds, and it created these files for me. And it also teaches me to use it. Just double click index.html. So let's open the folder, and here you can see it created these new files for me. So I could just double click on this to run this app. So this is what it looks like. So I could test it out. Maybe I'll add a few tasks, buy groceries, do the laundry, water the plants. And let's say I've done this task, I can mark this as completed. Now, say I want to make a change to this app. Maybe I want to add a due date to each task. So I could come back to Cloud Code. I could say add a due date feature for each task. So it's done. It took 1 minute and 29 seconds. Now let's take a look. So if I refresh the page, I can now add a date to the task. So let's try it out. So say I have a dentist appointment. Then I'll select a date, and it works. So whatever change you want to make, you just continue telling Cloud Code to do it for you. Now, a tip is you want to regularly clear the conversation. So if the next task you want to make is not related to the previous things you are working on, you want to do /clear. So it will start a new session with empty context. Now, say I want to add a button so that I can change this app between dark and light theme. This is not relevant to the previous thing, which is about creating due dates. So it's a new thing. So I will use clear to clear the conversation. And now I can move on to the next thing. So you want to regularly do /clear between your tasks. So now I could tell Cloud to add a toggle button to toggle between dark and light mode. So it's done. You can see it took 1 minute and 4 seconds. And now let me refresh the page. And here I see a toggle button where I can click to toggle between a dark theme and a light theme. So we can just tell Cloud Code to make any changes for you. Now, say you don't like a change and you want to undo your change, you can go back to Cloud Code. You can type /rewind. And then it will restore the code and conversation to a previous point. So if I send rewind, I can now choose which part of the conversation I want to go back to. So right now I'm over here. If I want to go back to my previous message, I can just go up, then I press enter, and then I can choose whether I want to restore the code and conversation, or just the conversation, or just the code. Now, if it's just conversation, then the code won't change, which means this thing will still be here. And then if it's restore code, it will restore just the code, but then the conversation will still be at the point where I ask for the button. So I would say most of the time, you'll probably just go with restore code and conversation to just bring back everything back in time. So let's do this, restore the code and conversation. So now I go back to the part where I'd ask for the toggle button. Now if I go back to this app, if I refresh, you can see it's gone. So this is how you undo any changes that you don't want. So there are many more commands that you can use in Cloud Code. So when you have the time, you can type /help, press enter, and you can read through this. And then you can also go to commands, press your right arrow key. These are all of the different commands that you can use in Cloud Code. So there's quite a lot of them. You don't have to learn every single one of them. You can just go through when you have the time, and then you get used to the different commands that you can use in Cloud Code. So that's how to use Cloud Code in Terminal.